Hi, Dr. Tanya Haley here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Well, we're partway through January, and now is about the time that most people die off in their motivation for those New Year's resolutions. I got to wondering why that is, and I came up with a couple of ideas. First off, I think that there is a lot of pressure to set some really big goals, to make some changes in your life for the coming year that maybe people aren't completely invested in. And so what they tend to do is set goals so big that they're ambiguous. And what I mean by that is, if you set a goal for 2015, like let's say, I'm going to lose weight in 2015, it doesn't really give you any markers to measure your progress with. It just sounds really, really big. And people, when they have these bigger goals, they tend to procrastinate a little bit, figuring, well, I've got the entire year, so I can just take my time with it. So that could be one of the things that's going on. The second thing ties into the first, which is because the goal isn't very concrete, there's nothing to really measure your progress with. So coming up with something that's specific, concrete, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-related really can make a difference. And that is the SMART formula for setting goals. When I work with clients and when I set goals for myself, I often use that SMART formula. So again, SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-related. Let's take that first initial goal of losing weight in 2015 and revamp it a little bit. So why don't we look at it as, in the next 3 months, I'm going to cut back on my alcohol consumption, so I'm only going to drink on weekends. I'm going to cut back my sugar intake, maybe once a week, and I'm going to exercise 3 times a week for 30 minutes every time. So that goal, it's very specific. You can measure it. You can mark whether or not you're actually doing those things that you've said. I think it is achievable. You kind of have to decide that for yourself. It's relevant, it's related to the goal that you have for 2015, and it's time related. There's a time span, so you're not kind of just left with all this time that you can procrastinate with, and then you're scrambling at the end point to try and get that done. So the next time you want to set some goals, not just as a New Year's resolution, but just in general, try out that SMART formula. See how that works for you, and I wish you great success. Thanks for tuning in again.